Good morning and welcome to Scrambling Dads. New episodes of every Wednesday on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and Amazon. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss one. Welcome back, everyone. You got Jason and now Scrambling Dads here. Another episode. Thanks for listening. Jason, we've seen each other a lot this week, which has been nice. We grabbed dinner together on Friday, and you came and watched me play my tournament.
Yeah.
On the pod now. We're actually getting dinner again on this coming Friday. So, and we're playing on Sunday. Well, I hope the weather holds off. I was looking forward to that round, even if the pro couldn't play with us.
Yeah. I would have liked to actually get out and let's see what we could scramble. Let's see what we can do out there. Because that is not an easy track, but man, it just turned in from rain to thunderstorms. But it is North Texas, and
yeah, could change in a dime.
They could, yeah.
Yeah.
What's today? Today's Wednesday, so Thursday. So there's a chance it could shift.
I mean,
sure.
It was supposed to rain last weekend before the tournament, and then it was like, oh no, it'll be Tuesday, and now it's like, oh no, it's going to be Thursday, and so I mean, it could push out completely. You never know.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm really hoping, but I haven't got confirmation. But we do have a backup plan.
We do have a backup plan. Speaking of backup plans, let's talk tournament here. I'd like to get your perspective watching me. Obviously, I don't want to dive too much into it because we're going to have, obviously, a YouTube video on the tournament, and I'll be talking through what I was thinking, what was going on. But Jason was kind enough to come out, watch, and obviously video a lot of it. And so would love to get your opinion on, one, the tournament from, let's say, a coach's perspective, because, you watch your kids do this all the time on the team. But two, just, as a co-host and partner perspective, without giving too much away. What were your thoughts?
Yeah. So it is difficult because I've obviously watched a lot of guys play in tournaments with a coach's hat, and luckily the coaching side is definitely way different with you because you understand the game and understand bits. So to kind of break it up, so I have the co-host observational, rooting for you, want everything to do well, but then there's part of me is like, are there some things mechanically that I could help him with? But at the same time, I'm looking through the small lens of the camera a lot of times because I want to make sure we're getting the quality of the shot. So I'm losing some perspective of what's actually happening, because I know we've talked and I've seen some of the adjustments that you are working on with the arms, the head. And so it was hard to see some of that in action through the camera. So I'm curious to kind of play it back and see what, things you did were able to implement and how consistent they were implemented. So that would be one thing I would look for is, did the chicken wing consistency diminish? And then the head shift. But I know I didn't get a lot of angles because, again, rookie guys, I do photography. Videography is a whole new thing. And then golf course videography is what I've just watched and kind of like, okay, this looks good. So I learned a lot on that. But I am curious because obviously you had some jitters. Got those settled, which I was glad you were able to get that turned around. I try to help keep light of it because never seen you in a competitive round, so I didn't know your demeanor of, man, I'm pissed off at myself, but I got to stay positive because I've got these things that I'm working on. And so it was good to try to figure out that balance, kind of figure out just have to be a little more lighthearted. Again, because you are going through a process, and we came into this going, it's a developmental round. So that's good. And then when you got the train rolling, it's like, okay, all right, this is the Alex. I know this is the Alex I can see. Obviously, putting was an issue, which we can address another time, which that hasn't been the focus for the last month. So again, we got to take where the wins, where the losses. But I am curious because you were rolling really good, middle front nine, going into the back. And I don't remember. I know you had the scores and you either were gaining on the guy that we were with or you matched up even because he started slipping.
Mhm.
I am curious if I wonder if it's like one of those subconscious things because I almost feel like if we replay it and you go back and you're like, man, I'm like right on his score because he bogeyed, so we're even. I just need to get him in these next few holes. And then I think that's where, I think not all of them, but I think that's where, not, I don't want to call them yips, but definitely misses from what you typically could do. And I'm wondering if there was a subconscious, if you were aware, like maybe some of that slid into your mindset
Yeah.
when you were getting into that point.
Um, I think that was probably more coincidence than anything else because I don't feel like I let that
Okay.
really get into my head. I will tell you, uh, I think what really started to more play into my philosophy as I was playing was if you noticed on kind of the last 7 holes, 6 holes, the wind started picking up. And
Mm-hmm.
and I already don't really know my yardages because of that swing change. So I was actually doing really well. I mean, hole 2, I was pin high. Hole
Mm-hmm.
3, I was just beyond pin high. Um, take hole 4 out. Hole 5, I was pin high. Hole 6, I was pin like I was hitting my yardages, and it was just I think once the wind started coming in, we started shifting because the back nine is a lot more twists and turns as far as wind directions. Like the front nine, you're kind of going out and you're coming
Mm-hmm.
back in one kind of circle. So there's no like really big wind shifts from one hole to the next. But when you look at 10 goes one way and then 11 goes another, 12 goes another, 13's back, then 14's dead
Mm-hmm.
back at par. Then the next one's like there's not a single hole that's kind of gradual. And I just think the wind kind of got in my head. And a lot of it was that airport that's right there. Like I know planes take off into the wind. So in my head, I'm like, okay, the wind is going, south to north. And I was like, okay, so it's a south wind. But then we'd get on some holes, hole 12 specifically. I hit my shot, and I was again, I was just barely off the green on the front, so I didn't gauge my yardage that bad. But when I'm standing right next to the flag, it's a dead
Mm-hmm.
north wind going the opposite direction. I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. Like this is dead into the runway. Like it should be a south wind. It felt like a south wind. It's just so I think around hole 12 is when the wind started to kind of play a little bit in my head and I started second guessing and not
Mm-hmm.
committing to my shots as much. And that's if you notice, that's when some of my tee shot on 14, I mean, I'm not going to bury the lead here. I chunked it by 6 inches. Like it was just an absolutely terrible shot. I never committed to the yardage. So I think that played more into anything. Obviously, putting. I'm interested to go back and watch some of these putts over again and see. Was I was listening to our episode today, and to just kind of obviously I like to listen back and see okay what changed and what we talked about, and I made a couple bold statements last episode about this round specifically. I made a bold statement that I said hole 1 is a par hole and I shouldn't walk off with a bogey. And if I do, we have an issue. And what I do, I bogeyed hole 1. Um, I made a statement that I have not touched my putter, nor do I need to because I have a lab putter and it's amazing and automatic. And my putting was not the best. So is what it is. I think to your point, if I take one big thing away from the tournament, my mental game was better than it's ever been. Even when I had some issues, like my mental game was the best I've ever been in a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I don't know.
Good.
A lot of
That's
good
always a good thing to
takeaways for
hear.
sure.
Um,
All right. Sorry, for the technical difficulties, everyone. My internet is fighting me today, apparently. Right after I said, internet was good and not having any issues. I'm just making a lot of bold statements lately that are not coming true. Um, made him about the tournament, made him about this. So I don't even know what the last thing you heard was when we were talking about the tournament. But I think, like I said, my biggest takeaway was my mental game was great. Even outside of, um, whether bad shot, good shot, I really, for the most part, stayed in the moment. I think that is very evident on hole 9 for sure, and that's the most I'm going to say. Everyone, you need to go watch because it was impressive golf. Jason's laughing. He's going to make you think that it was a bad hole, but I'm telling you, you're going to watch it and you're just going to be like, oh, he was right. That's impressive.
It
So
was very impressive from tee to green.
very impressive golf hole.
I don't think I've ever done a tee shot like that. I don't think I've ever done a tee shot like that. It was incredible. That was a feat of athleticism, I think, right there.
I want to know how many people can say they've played a par 5 using only 2 different clubs. It's a great one, guys. It's a great one. um, so anyways, tournament was fine. It was great. Good experience. So we move on
Mm-hmm.
from here. I am looking forward to watching it back and like you said, watching some of the swing formation. Did I fix a lot of it? Ball striking was pretty good. So I can't I wasn't really mad at my ball striking. It was really just putting stuff. So
Yeah, no. I mean, overall, it was great. That's the. I mean, I've been through a lot of. I haven't played a ton and at all, really, in that same kind of competitive form. It was mostly mine, just a little fun scramble things, and obviously coaching. It's a different hat, different perspective,
yep.
but this one was different. Uh, I don't want to say because I'm obviously invested with the coaching side, but I'm also
Hmm.
invested in this one for more personal versus occupational. Like, I think that would be the best way. This is more of a personal investment
Yeah.
um, versus the work side of it. And obviously, I didn't like to see it when you had your blips. Loved it when you had your great stuff and just going through all the different motions and also kind of getting a little bit of a taste of what tournaments, adult tournaments are like.
Yep.
There was times where it's like, I know I just don't have the length. I mean, I know I'm going to look at working on some things to help kind of get a little bit more out of it. Um, but there was times where it's like, okay, once you get off the tee, and I think this is true for all pro levels. Once you get off the tee, it pretty much comes level if you can play all the rest of your clubs. Like,
Yep.
so the one person's 120 in, you're 150 in. Well, you got an 8 iron versus a pitching wedge. You still
Yep.
got to be able to hit your shots. Obviously not at the caliber of the group that you guys were at, but knowing that there is opportunity for me to just get the experience and get the fun side of it and just playing in some of these things just to have and um, learn a little bit more of that mental side of it is also a good takeaway. Course management's always probably been one of my stronger components as I've gotten older, knowing that I don't get out very much. So knowing my yardages, which still trying to figure out my whole setup, which we'll get into here a little bit. Um, and then uh, just knowing your placements, and that
Yeah.
just makes a huge, huge difference. And then putting, it's the easiest thing, the quickest thing you can fix overall, but at times it's not always easy because you could fix your stroke. Your stroke could be perfect on a sim and a flat green, but knowing how to read the greens, knowing how the green's going to behave, that's 80% of it because you could hit it perfect and it does its own thing. Like,
I think that was my struggle. Sunday was I wasn't really committing to the reads. But to your point, stroke. I actually have a lesson scheduled with Ben tomorrow.
oh, okay.
I'm gonna pick up the kids from school and then go over there after I get some work done. And we're gonna do probably 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes putting and 15 minutes just swing checkup. Because obviously I'm still working through swing changes, but we can do
Hmm.
some little things and we know it's a process, so maybe it's fixing a few little setup things, but a lot of it's gonna be putting tomorrow, because that was just a black spot on the round, and
Hmm.
I think speaking specifically for the front nine, um, had it not been for my putting, I would have easily been leading the division
Mm-hmm. Oh, easy.
through the front nine. Um, all said and done, the three guys in my group all finished within 3 strokes of each other. So I mean, it was a competitive group,
Oh,
competitive
okay.
division.
That's actually crazy. I didn't think the other two, I didn't think they were that close, seeing how many errant
Well,
shots and putts they were getting.
yeah, the one with us, he had a really good last 6 holes. Like he was
Okay.
not playing great, and then he kind of turned it around, and because he got 2 birdies like back to back. Um, the other guy
Okay.
was definitely, he seemed like a mental head case on the front 9, but he ended up doing kind of decent on the back 9, and then obviously the guy that played really good on the front, he had a tail of 2 nines. I think he shot he was even par on the front, and the back was bad, like really bad.
Yeah, he definitely had some struggles
Yeah, so that
with
was
that one.
yeah, so it kind of like, I think it all kind of netted out. We all generally um generally played around the same. It's just we just had different, like I kind of played even keel the entire round. I had a couple, good holes, a couple
Mm-hmm.
bad holes. Um so but it is what it is. So that video, I'm actually going to go from editing or getting on this podcast to turning around and editing that video. Goal is to have that out next Thursday. So we're going to turn that one around pretty quick
Sweet.
and get that out there. Um, I guess we'll talk business real quick because we're on the concept of content. We are not recording next week because it's Thanksgiving week. So you'll hear
And
um
I'm out of town.
yeah, here out of town. So we're recording this now on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. It will be released Wednesday of Thanksgiving. So the week after Thanksgiving, you won't have an episode. But then every Thursday, we're generally tracking to turn over a video, to publish a video. So next week will be the tournament schedule. So Thanksgiving Day, we'll release the tournament round. Then the Thursday after that will probably be a 9-hole scramble on the simulator for Jason and I. Um,
That was the good
and
one.
that was the good one. So that's kind of the content schedule. Then um, we're gonna be, probably what we'll record the first week of December, second and maybe third week of December, and then we're probably gonna have 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's. So there'll
Yeah.
be a 2-week blackout after we record a few weeks. So
Yeah.
we'll have 3
Mm,
weeks on after Thanksgiving, then 2 weeks off.
that sounds about right. I mean, if by chance one of us gets out, I think do a little quick TikTok blip, nothing serious, just to say, hey, we're still here. But
Yeah.
weather, timing, I know I've got, speaking of which, family and everything coming in town. It's like, I've got to get stuff ready over the next month with
Mm-hmm.
schedules. Like, I got to replace our kitchen faucet. That thing's a mess.
Dude, I got to do the same thing. So we
Is
bought a
yours
new
rusted
one.
out?
So we bought, well, no, so we have one of the ones that it does a U, and then that
Yeah.
little like 2-inch piece pulls out,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
That magnet rusted off. So now
Yeah,
the
same.
magnet does, okay. So the magnet doesn't hold it. So now it's just like flopping around.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah. So I went to go change it last weekend, 2 weekends ago. Turned off the water or whatever. I go to turn off the water below, and both the isolation valves below the sink are the internal bodies to those are donezo. Like I went and turned one, it started spraying water everywhere, which means the ball inside isn't closing. So I can't isolate the water below the sink, which means I have to turn the water off outside of the house. And it's like, this is getting a little up there with my plumbing expertise because now I got to drain that all down because you have to like turn off at the house and you have to go turn a bathtub on and drain all the water out. So,
I hope that's not our problem. But
uh,
yeah, our dangling thing, it just rusted out. The magnets or whatever it is, the housing has actually scratched us. Like you could feel it prick
oh,
the skin.
yeah,
No blood or anything, but
yeah.
you grab it, just grab it. And I'm just like, this is stupid. So I bought a faucet. It's just sitting on our table like 2 weeks ago, but just haven't had time because, we talked about it literally tonight. It's little, you know,
Uh-huh.
handyman 101. It's like, yeah, we got to take the guts out. We got to literally remove the garbage disposal, get that cleared out, clear the piping, clear the trap. Then the sink is, the sink and the mount is like that much room. And so you got to try
Mhm.
to get your arm up there, a branch. Yeah, it's a mess. But
Yeah.
um, I told Shelby, I go, if we end up staying in Texas in the next couple of years, we have to invest in a home filtration system because
Yeah.
it's our, at least for sure, my master sink faucet is gunked up and corroded, and it's not one where I could take apart very easily. So it's
Yeah.
got to take the whole thing off, fix it, or we just replace it. Clean the shower head a few times. So yeah, the water here sucks. Like it just has too many minerals and
Yeah, I
deposits
get
that
that.
for the cost of it, it's definitely be worth um, putting in something if we're going to be here extended
Long
longer
term,
period of
yeah.
time. Because yeah,
Yeah.
I don't want to keep messing with it.
No, I don't either. It's always fun. Being a homeowner is fun, but I mean, you have family coming in town next week. We're hosting my family's Thanksgiving at our house. It's the first year that we're not doing it at my mom's. So I mean, that's like Casey wants to get that new faucet put in, and the cost to get it put in was way more than I
Five
wanted to
hundred
spend.
dollars. It's more than the faucet.
It really was because we just bought a cheap faucet because it's like we at some point we would like to redo the kitchen. Not that our kitchen's bad, but I mean it would be nice to update it, get different counter color and all
Yeah,
that fun
cosmetically. Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, cosmetic. So it's like she wants a farmhouse sink at one point. So it's like I don't want to. We didn't want to put a lot into a faucet just to want to replace it in a few years anyway. So I don't know, but
Mm,
man, yeah, that's funny that we're going through the same thing because that's on my list of hopefully things to get to this weekend. See if I can get that changed out, and if not, I guess I'll be trying to get a plumber the first part of next week.
yeah. I'm gonna give it a go. Not that I can't do it. I've done it before, but the way the mechanism of the sink is always set up, it's not always easy. And it's just like screw it. I'm just gonna
Well,
pay.
tell you what, when you're over at our house on Friday, you can have a practice run at our sink, and then you can go do yours.
Hey, you know what? I could fix it if I just brought my sledgehammer. Then Casey can get her farmhouse sink, and
Yeah.
it'll help me release my tension from this week. I think we can get the yeah, it's done. I mean, it'll be sold out. Like,
It is funny how much like you stress when we have stuff like this going on. Like I said, you have family coming in, we have family coming or family coming over. And it's like we stress about getting the house clean. You stress about all this stuff. And
gosh,
honestly, we've just been having like I think Casey and I would probably be a little more tense trying to get stuff done because normally I'm the type A, we need to do this, we need to do that, let's get the house clean. But we've had so much other stuff going on with some issues with Grayson lately that
hmm
it has just taken all of our attention. So I just think the house is what the house is, and we're getting it cleaned as we can. But otherwise, I think we'd probably be at each other's throats a little more than we are, just because of me. I am such
hmm
a I don't want to wait last minute. We need to do this tonight, this tonight, this tonight. And it just doesn't always blend well. I mean, especially with the kind of weeks we've been having where I've been pretty
right,
busy between this and work.
right, yeah. I know. It's like I got my list. I got my things. Okay, got to move this furniture. Got to fix the kitchen sink. Got to clean the carpets and like make sure beds are made. I don't care about the yard. That's like that, except the backyard, just the dog poop and stuff. But as far as like
Yeah.
pruning, trimming, I'm like, screw that. I'm like, that's gonna be backseat. Like the house needs to get cleaned up, but the
Yeah.
priority right now is the kitchen sink. That thing that needs to happen. Like that we can't keep it the way it is.
Well, it's
So
funny
yeah,
that you say all these things because it's the whole reason we started this podcast was we're all having the same conversations, and even you and I are having the same because like we literally last week paid someone to come out to trim all of our bushes and clean out the landscaping and put new mulch in because I was like I can't get to it, so let's just pay someone to do it. Um, I steam backed, or Casey went and rented a rug doctor, and we did the entire
Mhm.
upstairs last week. I mean, I literally all Saturday I was cleaning and then doing all of the rug doctor stuff. Then Sunday played a golf tournament, come home and rug doctored all of the stairs. So it's like you don't ever stop. So it's funny. We're literally doing the exact same stuff right now.
Yeah, we are. Like, it is insane. Like, I mean, we used to have a carpet machine, then over the last year, it broke. We rented, and then with our pets, and we got a new little area rug, and they just destroyed it, pee or whatever, mud,
Uh-huh.
and we just bit the bullet and bought an Bissell home cleaner
Yep.
one. So not the big boxy one, like the nice ones that you
Yep.
see. So now I could just jump on it and go. It actually doesn't take super long, but it's just you still got to do it.
Yeah, I would. We used to have one of the small ones, and I would look to invest in one again. But it's just like it's so worth it because we have been in a pinch where we had to pay someone to come do the upstairs before, probably because we've been
Hmm.
in this house for going on, yeah, 5.5 years. Um, and I like to generally try to clean the carpets every other year upstairs, at minimum, if not once a year. So it's like sometimes we've just been like, hey, can we'll pay someone to come out here and do it because they're gonna
Yeah.
do it faster than us and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Renting that one, it was
Yeah.
tough. It's big and like it's
Yep.
a
And you can
but it
only move forward and backwards. You don't have
you
a
could
pivot. You can't turn. It can't get into the. Yeah. That's why I said I'm going to buy
correct
ours.
correct
I just
and
like it.
it's
Yeah.
they're heavy and they just but I will say that cost wise it was like $40 for
Hmm.
24 hours. It's like that's not bad
No,
either.
it's not
So
bad at all. It is good, but funny you mentioned like once a year because I used to do, oh, I'll do a spring and a winter, like a spring, winter, fresh. And then reading more and more, they're like, well, depending on the traffic, depending on what you have, and of course, allergies, if that's an issue, they say you actually should carpet clean no more, like no less than every 3 months, especially in high traffic
that's
areas.
not gonna happen.
Like our bedroom carpet probably should be cleaned every 3 months because of the animals, all the stuff we
Uh-huh.
track in. And I'm like, the bedroom would be bad because that's just our room and it's carpeted furniture. So there really isn't a lot of rug space. But I'm like, probably need to clean this more often than we do.
Yeah. Well, that was the one big selling point when we bought this house was the entire downstairs, other than the master closet and the closet below the stairs is wood or
Oh,
tile.
that's
I mean,
nice.
obviously, like laundry room and the bathrooms are
Hmm.
tile, but like we are engineered wood in the entire downstairs. So the only carpet we have is upstairs, and it's
Oh,
not.
that's
I mean,
nice.
it's high traffic. Obviously, we have kids, but it's not like we have pets going on it much. The most the pets really come is if no one's home and I'm upstairs, they'll come with me. But most of the
Yeah.
time they're downstairs anyways. I will say the pets are freaking pissing me off. I'm about to let one out of the
Same.
house because we have steam vac and every freaking day
We're like literally the
one
same
of them is
crap
coming
that we got.
upstairs. One of them is coming upstairs and pooping, and we're letting them out. Like literally, I get home and I let them out the first thing I do, and then I come upstairs to work or edit, do whatever I'm doing, and there's a pile of poop on the floor. I'm like, what? What the hell, guys? Like, I'm about to open that front door and just let them go. Like that pissed me off.
We joke about it all the time. You literally will show me and I say, we have new people come over, babysitters come over, like, hey, if you like them, you can have them. Or we come back, you're like, why are they still here? Like,
I,
you're supposed to leave the door open when you went for a walk. Like, we,
honestly,
like,
if we open the door, they probably wouldn't run away. That'd be the luck we have. They would be like, no, like we're not leaving.
well, ours
We
would
have it
take
good here.
off.
You let us poop in the house.
Yeah, ours would take off, but for some reason, they'll find their way back. Even if we took their collars off, they're just like, son of a gun, what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah, well,
we
it's
were worried about our husky being an issue, but he's actually the good one. He still pees and marks, but only when he's really mad at us. Like if we
yeah.
see a lot when we're home on vacation and we're here every day a lot interacting with him. And it's when we start going back to work or transitioning, then it's like, come on, Nico, like
Yeah.
really? But our little ones, oh, they're turds. They bark all the time. They pee mark everywhere. It's uh
I forgot that your dog's name was Nico, 'cause that's what ours is too.
Yeah. He's
That's
been
funny.
really good. But yeah, he only has his moments, but yeah, our three little ones just been a pain in the ass like over the last
Yeah.
several years. Just yeah. I mean, we obviously are probably not going to get rid of them, but
No, I
we're
joke and jest, but it's still annoying. It doesn't take it away that it's frustrating.
well, you know what's frustrating? It's like I think I don't know, like over the last let's say call it 2 weeks, they've been pretty good. No mark because they always mark a certain corner in the house, and it's just that needs to be the wood needs to be replaced, the trim, but it then they won't mark it for a while. But as soon as I take Pine Sol and clean the floor, within an hour, there's pee over there.
So we had
As
that
soon as we clean it,
same issue in our dining room. Our boy dog he went through a marking thing. And when he was younger, because he's 4 now. He'll be 4 this Christmas. So this was probably 2 years ago. Because when we went to Europe and we came home and like he had peed all over the rug below the dining room and peed all on that stuff. And once we kind of cleaned it and we started like correcting him, because we spent a lot of money and sent him to training because he's an American bully. So we were like, he's already a scary looking dog, so we want to make sure he's really well
mhm,
trained. And he is like he's still rambunctious. He's still, I mean, shoot, he's
he's
almost
4.
4 and still a freaking puppy. It feels like, but he's a 9,500 pound puppy and looks like pure muscle. Looks like a little pit, right? So, anyways, when we catch him and when we can correct it, he's actually really trainable. Um, it's our other one, the little 35-pound shepherd. That man,
Mhm.
she's an old lady and she will live forever because I think she's 10. No, she's 9 because she's the same age as Grayson. Um, that she's gonna live forever. She's the one that's pooping upstairs. I mean, that's my baby. That she's the one that I brought into the marriage. I got her, and she used to go everywhere with me. She would sit in my truck. We'd drive everywhere together. But man, I looked at her the other day. I was like, girl, you better get it together or I will make you sleep outside. Like, this is ridiculous. So, anyways, that's what we're going through. It's
Ah,
funny we're going through the
dogs.
same stuff. I had to figure out I gotta go buy a turkey because I am smoking a turkey for my in-laws Thanksgiving on Wednesday. And then I was notified by my mom. We've never really done like traditional Thanksgiving food. I say never. It's probably been a while since we have. Like it's always been something different. We're Hispanic and I like to smoke meat, so like we've done briskets and other stuff. So, anyways, we're like, hey, let's do a prime rib. I was like, oh, cool. I've never smoked a prime rib. Let's try it. She texted me yesterday and was like, well, Costco didn't have a prime rib. They had a ribeye roast, which apparently is essentially the same thing, but it has a little bit more meat on it or something like that.
Mhm.
And she was like, when I agreed to this, I was like, cool. It'll take like no more than 3 hours to smoke this. She sends me, she was like, oh, also it's like 15 pounds. I'm like, I'm sitting there Googling and ChatGPT saying, okay, how long is this going to take me?
8
And it's like
hours.
30 minutes a pound. I was like, oh crap, this is going to be a 7, 8 hour smoke. Like now I gotta smoke a prime rib. And she was like, oh, also don't mess it up because it was expensive. I was like, solid. Thanks. Never done this before. And you're throwing that on me. So Wednesday I got to smoke a turkey and Thursday I have to smoke a ribeye roast.
Have fun with that. We usually keep ours pretty just we've hosted a lot. Keep most of it pretty traditional, but we'll throw in a few things of our own. The first year or so, it's definitely a process because the tricky part, and I'm gonna like pat myself because the last couple of years we've hosted, I've pretty much took over the kitchen, and it all comes down to timing. And the tricky part of time is like, okay, turkey's gonna be done here. All right. You gotta do sweet potatoes or whatever fixings you have. That's gotta be done to stay warm, but you still gotta cook something else so it comes out fresh. So there's a level of timing which you gotta sequence everything and then what can be cooked early and then just warmed up and not get burnt. So the last couple of years we've done it, it's like everything's been queued up, like dialed in. And everybody's asking, "Do you want help? Do you want help?" And I'm kind of like, like Gordon Ramsay, like, "Get out of my kitchen." Like like, to get out of my kitchen, I've got a system, and I'll be moving, like, from the sink to the counter to the stove to the oven, like, there's, like, a flow, and then I just build an internal clock, and I just it just goes. But it's taken a couple years to kind of figure out a system, or especially doing all of it
Yeah.
versus like a potluck style.
There's got to be some level of being the chef as a cheat code, though, right?
I'm
Because
sure.
you don't have to entertain. Like, I'm busy smoking whatever meat. I'm busy doing some other stuff in the kitchen because the kitchen's
Hmm.
more my domain. But I gotta do that because then I don't have to sit and entertain anyone, right? Like, I don't have to like worry about all that. Like, it is almost harder to like, especially when you're hosting, because you want to make sure like your kids are being good and you want to make sure all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a cheat code. Just be like, look, I'm in the kitchen. I'm busy right now. So have fun. Right.
Yeah. It's kind of
Fairness.
like sometimes I do. It's like, yeah, I'll stay in the kitchen, I'll stay busy, or flip it, I'll clean everything. Like, thanks for cooking. Get out of the kitchen. I'll
Yeah.
clean, I'll wash. We have a dishwasher. No, I'm good. I'll hand wash.
No, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to hosting. Casey and I we actually do love to host. I sit and I jest about all of this stuff. And um, it is, I love cooking. I love cooking for people. It's just one of my things. I got that from my mom. Um, and hosting is always it's fun. It's stressful, but it's fun. And I'm looking forward to doing it at our house. Or
That's nice.
we've always just gone to my mom's, and it'll be fun to change it up and not leave her with a big messy dirty house after we all leave,
I mean,
right?
there's a point where it's nice being home, and even though it is stressful and there's a lot going on, but the only time your house ever gets clean is if you're hosting. So that's always a plus to keep your house clean, updated,
Yep.
host. Um, but just having be able to go that opportunity you have, everything's settled down for the night and you get to go to your bed and not
Yeah.
or and don't have to get in the car. Like when I used to live in California, we would be bouncing everywhere. And I I don't think I'll ever get to this point, but it'd be nice to be, hey, we're gonna be the main house. Everybody just continues to come to us so we don't have to keep going everywhere. But at the same time, hosting does cost money, cost time and energy, and with kids and dogs and crazy work schedules, 2 jobs, sometimes 3 to 4 jobs, depending on, you throw in work, throw in coaching, throw in family, throw in watching the kid, and then dogs, and then, oh, the house, like all these hats all have to be fitted with to make it
Yeah.
work.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Oh, yeah, and
Um,
then we do wanna play golf.
yeah, just a little bit.
That's our, like, mental break to get out and play golf without going to extremes. Like, I still get like, this week's been great. I've been starting to kinda build a routine again, getting up at 4 just so I can get something in a little more consistently, um, into the queue now. So, yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah, I have not woken up early or practiced this week. I've just been, I don't know, I feel like I'm recovering from something because I've struggled to get up this week. Maybe it's just because we've just had so much stuff going on. I don't freaking know. But I got to get back to practicing. Granted, we don't really have anything. We don't have another tournament on the radar. I don't know when the next APT tournament is. I should probably look that up. Um, so we'll see. But I
Mhm.
definitely need to get practicing again on a
Yeah,
good regiment.
yeah. Well, and then, we talked earlier, it's like speaking of practicing, I finally got rushed out of school Monday and got to Ocala and um 3:30-ish, 3:40. I don't know. It was like somewhere around that time. And I know they like to kind of close the range down like at 4, a little after
Yeah.
4 for hand
Yeah.
picking. So I'm like jumping out of my car because I got out of school late because of um the other golf related thing on campus that
Yeah.
finally got all settled and revealed and everything today, so that took up time.
Yep.
So was flustered and frustrated from that. Get to Ocala, and then I'm trying to get a routine, but I'm like, "Oh gosh, I wanna try to get through my set at some point," but I also know, like, "Oh, they're gonna shut me down a half hour." And then, of course, they're still giving buckets out at 4, so I'm like, "Alright, whatever." I blew through half of this bucket so fast, but it was good. It was nice to finally try to stretch the joints out, stretch the arm, like, just get moving. and then just I mean, it was striking well. Like I was like, okay, I'm striking well. It was into the south wind. So I didn't care about distance,
Yeah.
but there was a point where this is kind of what I was alluding to that, you know, golfers, especially male golfers, we've got to check our ego. Like we've got to get humbled, which we do with the game, but we got to be more humble with reality. And if my goal was to truly chase just I want straight distance, I would flex down, get all these more high-techy clubs, which is not where I need to be because if I truly commit to practice and fix mechanics, I'll hit the yardages that I need to hit. I cover the ground. But where I'm starting to see some issues is because of the consistency that if you're not consistent and feeling the range in the realm of like get out once a week, once every 2 weeks, it's you build up, then you get set back. It's one step
Hmm.
forward, two steps back.
Yep.
And and that's why summer's always been good because it
Yeah.
keeps
You
going
got a lot more time.
and it progresses. And I'm like, gosh, I really need, and I know we've talked about this because of the limited time I do get out, which hopefully it'll change more with maybe with some of our content stuff, just even hitting. Like there's times where I don't even hit for months. And I've talked to Colin and it's like in passing, it just maybe I do go to graphite shafts because I was feeling a little labored even swinging 120-gram steel shafts.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I don't know if I do this. I mean, I am getting older. It's not that it's a thing I could stop, but there's a point where it's like, I want to be comfortable and I need to like really, really look at myself and just be like, get similar weight range, you get a similar flex, like they have them now. And it's just, they'll be easier on the joints. And so maybe need to just reevaluate where long term and fixing some of your swing mechanics is a long term solution. Maybe graphite or a lighter steel shaft is a long term solution.
Yeah.
It may help me pick up a few more yards, but it'll help with the joints because I definitely do feel some of the joint aches, especially if you don't hit it
Yeah.
great all the time. So it's like, okay, guys, definitely like you need to consider like where you're really at in your game as far as that side of it. But I'm also kind of old school where I grew up on blades. I grew up on hitting things small, and I've always believed that you can really hit anything you want to hit, but you just got to put the time and the practice and
Yeah.
the work. So I'm never going to go to a big game improvement iron. Like I am mentally never going to put myself in that spot. I'm just going to go into something that I know I can hit. It may not be perfect every time, but I know I can do it pretty well. But because I'm going to work at it. So the club head's one thing, but then I think the shaft is such the engine to the club that is super important that I think guys need to kind of take a step back and realize you don't need to muscle up. You don't need to try to go crazy hard, X flex. Figure out a good rhythm where it's going to be enjoyable, fun, and not I'm playing extra stiff, I'm playing the tips ego stroke when you should seriously be playing a regular flex probably from the front tees. It's like, and we've
Yeah.
seen that out there.
Yeah. I mean, you said a couple things in there that matter. Yardage, it's all ego. Um, and I think it's easy to say or easy for someone to look at me and be like, well, of course you're saying that you can hit the ball 290, 300. But that tournament, I clubbed down one club on every shot. Um, I was hitting my 7 iron 20 yards less than I normally do. So, and that's what I think was helping me have
Hmm.
good ball striking for the most part. Because I was just focusing on the strike, and it doesn't matter what club I'm hitting. Let's play the shot. You got to just swallow that ego and move on. It
Yeah.
helps your game. It helps your game so much, and then obviously once you swallow that ego, it helps exactly what you were just saying of figuring out what irons you should be playing, what shafts you should be playing. Should I be playing game improvement? Should I not? Do I like that? Because there is a level of confidence inspiring that comes from your clubs. I'm with you. Like, I don't like even like a hollow body, like a 770. Like, I just don't like that. So I would never move to something like
Mhm.
that. And honestly, the Strixons, when I got fitted for them, the fitter straight up told me because I was going from blades. He was like, "I'm gonna give you a club and you're gonna hate it, but I promise you it'll
Yeah.
be the best numbers." And sure enough, it was best numbers. And I'm a pretty brand agnostic person. We sit and we talk a lot on stuff we like and don't like. I'm gonna play what's best for my bag. Um, at the end of the day, so it was thicker than I wanted. It was because it was
Mhm.
that or the T2 or T100s or something like that, where the kind of two, and actually the TCBs, the Callaways. Those are kind of the three that I got fit into, and it was better, so I bought it. So I mean, it just you got to swallow your ego and just if you want to get
Mhm.
better, play the stuff that's going to help you get better.
Yeah. And, like, that's the thing, it's like, okay, I'm gonna club down and smoother swing, like, take less off it, but with having the right shaft, with that tempo and that timing, it'd be easier, and you're not gonna have to, like, "Oh, I gotta, like, really focus and hit the 6 pure." Like, dude, go to a 5 and make an easier swing. Your efficiency, if you're still a competent golfer, your efficiency will go up with the better face contact and get you the result that you're hopefully looking for. As long as, again, you still gotta put the work in and still have your numbers dialed in, but there's a point to that. Most pros are what they usually say they're about 70 to maybe max 80% of their swing speed when they come to irons,
Well, any of their clubs, I mean,
right?
even their driver head speed, they should be cruising at 80 to 85% swing. No one is swinging 90 plus. I say no one. I mean, there's obviously people, but for the most part, it's a pretty light swing. They try to pick up speed so that when they back off, they get the distance. They're not
Mhm.
trying to pick up speed so they can swing 100% and get the distance.
Yeah.
So it's not about the top end speed. It's kind of what me and Ben talked about at my last lesson was, is it absurd to think that I could potentially hit 130-ish swing speed, 135? No, but does that mean that's my gaming speed? Also, no. Um, if I go 135, my game speed might be like 125, 127,
Mhm.
128, right? So it's all just it's getting higher so that you can then back off.
Right, it's just like you just raise your bar so you have a new threshold that you can work competently in.
Yeah. And while we're on the topic of, I guess, changing, doing things, you brought up something during my round and said, "Hey, we need to talk about this because
Yeah.
you've known I do it, but obviously watching me." So I do not use a tee on par threes. I find a good spot of grass and I put it down. I've always been that way. I think a lot of it's because of my tendencies on my release of I kind of get that chicken wing and I flip at the ball. I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to make sure, but not putting it on tee forces me to feel like I have to hit down on the ball and really flush it. So you were like, "Hey, we need to talk about that," because obviously pros. I don't know all pros, but I'm assuming all pros use a tee.
Most do, from what I can tell, like, you always see them putting something in the ground, but they also hit off, like, the best tee boxes.
They do. And I guess here's another part to my philosophy is like I hit off the ground how many times around? Like, I mean, every
Mhm.
outside of your tee shot and your putts, you're hitting off the ground. So call it what,
Mhm.
30, 40 times around. You're hitting off, off the ground. So it's like, why wouldn't I hit this off the ground as well? Like, why am I changing four par threes throughout a round and hitting it different than I would? Because then you risk maybe I hit it a groove high and I get less ball speed. Maybe I flip at it. Maybe I don't know. There's a whole mixed bag of things. It's like, or I can just be consistent and hit it off the ground every time. I guess that's
Mhm.
what goes on in my head. And I know that's probably dumb, but that's me.
I mean, it's valid. I mean, it's definitely a valid process because, I mean, ideally, you even if it is teed up even just like a hair, you should properly still go down and compress the ball. But I get it where in your head, if it's teed up, I'm gonna swing more up at it because it's elevated versus still trying to hit it, come down and compress at it. Because I was looking at it, and that's essentially what they say. It's like, oh, you're struggling with your irons, but it's a par three, tee it, and then the diagram actually shows them uh, coming more upward at the ball
Yeah.
to gain distance with the iron, which again, now you're changing
Hmm.
what typically your iron when you normally be on the fairway compressing into the ball instead of swinging up through the ball and compressing it. So I I get both arguments. So it's just kind of like an interesting take on the strategy behind, you know, using a tee or not on the par three. And you just made a good point too. It's like realistically, it's outside of Westridge, it's three, if not four holes.
Yeah.
So it's three or four shots completely. That's it. The rest is obviously rough fairway, wherever it's going to be. So that's a valid point for sure. I might actually start trying that. Just
I
throw it
mean,
on the ground,
it's
see
a
what
valid
happens.
point, but the best golfer of all time would say you're an idiot. Any chance you have to tee a ball up, you tee it up. So I
And
mean,
there's the other side of it.
do you want to listen to me or Mr. Tiger Eldrick Woods? Like, I mean, I don't know if I could bear to him. I don't even know if our names should go in the same sentence. So I, take that for what it's worth.
Exactly. And I mean, that's why pros, but pros also do it right though. I mean, they have that consistency to always strike it. And I know the point of elevating the ball is to get it to you have the most solid contact, don't have any grass interfering with your blades or the grooves. So there is that side of it. So you get the best cleaner contact, get the best spin, optimal for what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of components there that definitely play into how you're going to approach it. That's for
there are
sure.
there are definitely a lot of components. And it's kind of a teach their own. It's what is confidence inspiring for you. And for me, it's putting it on the ground. So,
Yeah. I think
um,
where it gets me tricky is when it's like a very short par three and you a P wedge or sandwich or gap wedge. That's where I'm like, that's where I really struggle off with using a tee on a par three if it's like a short dinker
oh,
one
see,
like that.
those. If I have a wedge in my hands, I for sure am not putting it on a tee.
Yeah,
You have a better
that
chance of me putting on a tee on like a long 220 yard where I'm hitting a 4 or 5 iron
mhm.
than that.
I think that's something I definitely will try if it's a short, very short, like 120 or less. Definitely, it's a wedge range, and so I'm gonna try it. Just throw the ball on the ground, and because I feel like I do pick it, and if it's elevated with a wedge, that's just gonna sky it and instead of coming at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, good. Well, I have something I wanna see if you can get here. Uh, do you want? I'm gonna give you an option. I'm leaning one way, but I'm feeling nice tonight. So I have a list here, and I need you to guess where some things are lining up. We could do it with gear, or we can do it with a little pop culture.
Oh
I'm
my
leaning
gosh.
towards the pop culture. But if you want gear, we could do gear.
Oh, we're not gonna do both. I just pick one of them.
Yeah, I mean, we could do both and see what happens. We can see how fast you go through the pop culture one. Um, okay, well, we're gonna do pop culture just because I want to, and it's the one that I pulled up. So, well, okay, so I, I don't know. Did you watch any of the Internet Invitational?
Nope.
Okay, so
I know of it, but I haven't watched it.
obviously the Internet Invitational had 48 of all of your golf, YouTube and
Hmm.
influencers. And I'm not going to say your top ones because they had some smaller influencer type people in there, smaller creators. But it was fun to watch because you have guys from all calibers. I mean, you had guys that were 50 handicaps all the way down to really good players. The Bryan Bros were on there. Um, so it got me kind of looking, and I was like, I wonder what their handicaps are. Like, truly wonder what if we do it. So I want to play a little game here, and I want to see if you can guess the top 10 handicaps. Um, and I'm trying to look here. And there is a tie for 10th, and tie for 6th. So maybe there's a couple more. there's only 3 names on here that I don't know, which means I feel like you probably know them. And I'll give you a little bit.
Maybe.
I'll give you a little bit of honorable mentions. Tied or at 12, because obviously, like I said, there's 2 people tied for 10th. So at 12 is Paige Spiranek, and she is a +4. I give you that because I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hint on the kinds of golfers that means they're better than a +4, the top 10 ultimately.
Gosh.
So
I'm gonna probably be shocked by some of them from what I've probably seen of
let's
some of their content.
yeah. Let's get going here. YouTube, mainly YouTube golfers.
Okay.
Top 10 YouTube by handicap.
Do I have to put them in order or just
Nope.
name them?
Just name them.
All right. I let me write this down because I'll probably forget. I'm sure you already know like some of them, like
I
that
said,
I'm gonna say.
Well, so I'll give you this. The 3 that I don't know, because it's not fair to make you guess. Because I if I don't know them, I bet you don't. I have a tied for 6. One of the guys tied for 6 is a Josh Odie.
Never heard of him.
At a +5.2. I have number 9 is a Ryan Rufels at a +4.8, and at one of the guys tied for 10th is Bryce Cope at a +4.2. Those are the 3 names I don't know. Everyone else, I'm pretty confident you know. There's maybe one other name that I know of, but that's about it. All the other guys are part of some of the bigger groups.
All right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's going to be 11 total names.
I've got 8 names right now.
Okay.
I know there's. All right. Well, let me give you these, and then maybe some of the other ones will pop up. I'm gonna say both Wesley and George.
Okay, so you have Wesley Bryan at number 3 with a +6.3. You have George Bryan at number 8 with a +4.9.
Okay. And assuming we're all the big internet people in this, none of them backed out.
Most of them were in it. I think there's
Okay.
I think there was one big guy that backed out.
Okay.
Last minute.
Peter Finch.
Peter Finch is not in the top 10. He is number 15.
Interesting. Okay. Did Rick Shields host it, but did he play?
Rick Shields did play. Also not in the top 10.
Okay. Those are the 2 I was like, they're older. I'm like, not sure. Did Grant get in?
Grant was in. Also not in the top 10.
I've actually been watching a lot of his, and I'm realizing like he's good, but he's not as good as I think I remember him being.
He's a solid player. He's a +3.2. So he's
solid.
He's for sure stick, but he doesn't compare to some of the guys in the top.
Man, I'm really, if I said him, he's probably not going to be there. Garrett
is right. Actually, him and Grant are tied.
Yeah.
And again, these are like estimates on their handicaps because not many of them carry official handicaps that I know
of. Micah
is tied for 6th at a +5.2.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to say his name right. Brad Dalkey.
Brad Dalkey.
Good.
Number 2 at a +7.3.
I don't know the other good. He's like kind of I don't know his name, but I know there's another good guy out there who's really good.
You're talking about the one he plays with a lot?
Yeah. I don't know his name.
Sean Walsh.
Yeah,
Sean Walsh is +5.4 at number 4.
Yep, that was the other one I was thinking of when I said Brad. All right.
So you have 1,
2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, only 3 that you're missing.
3 missing. Okay.
Because I gave you a couple of them here.
Is there any females in that list?
No females in the top 10.
Okay. And then I would say another member of good and one more member of good in there.
I'm gonna give you a hint. Actually, this goes for all 3. All 3 are either from Dallas or have spent time in Dallas. Like currently live here or have lived through here. I'm pretty sure. I'm checking on one while you're thinking.
I want to say there's one more good guy up there.
There are no more good guys up there. Only 2.
Okay, man.
You do have one that did a lot with good. He He did some stuff early on with the good guys a handful of years ago.
Gosh, I think I've fallen. Yeah, because I've stopped watching a lot of the mainstreams. Are they part of other groups, or are they mostly individual? Like,
All individuals.
dang. Okay, so that takes.
So one is a long driver.
Ooh. No, it can't be him. No, not Kyle Berkshire.
Yep. He's one of the guys tied for 10th at a plus 4.2.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't think Kyle was up there, because unless he's really improved his game.
Yeah. Yeah, he is up there.
I am drawing a blank. I don't know. I think I'm lost on the last couple.
So you have, and you're gonna hate yourself as soon as I say the top guy. At number 5, you have Ben Haddon Golf at a plus 5.3.
Never heard of him, actually.
I'm pretty positive he's from Dallas. I think he lives. Yeah, he does. And funny enough, he has done stuff at IGP. It's on his TikTok.
That's funny.
That's why
I've never heard of him.
That's why I knew he was from the area. So Ben Haddon Golf is that. So we're gonna work backwards here just to remind everyone. So I have tied for 10th is Kyle Berkshire and Bryce Cope. 9th is Ryan Ruffles. 8 is George Bryan. Tied for 6 is Micah Morris and Josh Odie. 5 is Ben Haddon. 4 is Sean Walsh. 3 is Wesley Bryan. 2 is Brad Dahlke. And number 1 is our very own Bryson DeChambeau.
I didn't know pro was going to be included, but I guess he's a content creator now.
He is a YouTuber. So that's why I kind of got on this little thing. I was like, oh no,
interesting.
I want to do this. Let's see how it goes. Because they were talking about, like, you have Tommy Fleetwood that's getting into the YouTube game. You have Bryson, obviously. So they're like, is the Internet Invitational gonna maybe invite some of these other people that are like legit gamers? And because, like, it's hard to say Bryson's not a content guy when he's literally printing money on YouTube.
I mean, to me, it's almost unfair, unless I don't know the rules of the Internet Invitational, if they gave pops or certain flighted groups. It was just straight stroke,
straight up. So it was multiple different formats. You had scramble, you had alt shots. They picked a tee box that they thought was fair for everyone, even the females, to play from.
Okay, so there was a little bit of some kind of leveling.
You neutralize it by the alt shot, for sure. But no, I would highly recommend going to watch it if you haven't. I enjoyed watching it. I watched that one out of just pure entertainment. So that was oh, my chair just like randomly fell out on me.
So what I'm hearing is, if we move the needle enough, we can get invited. Or at least petition.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm hearing?
Bob Does Sports and Dave Portnoy, if you listen to this podcast, we'll gladly come to Missouri and play golf. Gladly. And we won't get in the drama that there was with some of the potential cheating. We're stand-up guys. We are stand-up guys that will not have slope on their rangefinder, potentially.
I don't even use a rangefinder.
Yeah, and mine shows up green if I use slope.
I just look at the old markers, the sprinkler heads, and just go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's because you're old.
I am. Okay. I learned that way. I don't like.
We're gonna do. We'll do the gear one just because it's fun. And I'm gonna give you all but like the top 4, just because why not?
I thought you were gonna say you went ahead and order your bets.
No, man, I want to. Okay, so this is estimated top 150 tour players, percentage of ball used. So
I think I've seen this before.
Ranked highest to lowest. I'm gonna give you the top 5 because I think the bottom 5 are a lot more fun.
Yeah, Titleist is obviously.
You have Titleist Pro V1X at 31%, a Titleist Pro V1 at 30%, Titleist Pro V Left Dot at 6%, Chrome Callaway Chrome Tour at 5%, and then a Callaway Chrome Tour X at 5%. So give me numbers 6 through 10.
Well, I know TP5 is up there.
Number 6.
Does it have a breakdown like TP5X or just TP5?
TP5X is not on there.
Okay, so I figured because I know TP5 is much more popular.
Yep.
I know the percentage dropped super low. Bridgestone.
I'm gonna give that as 2 just because you're not gonna get the other one. So it's the Bridgestone Tour BX,
Okay, yeah.
and then the Tour BX Mindset is actually a second one on there. So it's the same ball, it just has the Mindset dot on it.
Yeah, I saw a video day and the Bryan Bros were playing something, and
Yeah.
it's that Mindset ball, and I was like, um,
So you have,
Strixon.
okay, which one?
What do they have? The Z Star Diamond.
That is number 7.
Yeah.
Got one more.
Is it a Max Fly?
No.
Okay.
It's actually one of the other. It's another model of one of the brands we've already said.
Is it a top 5 model?
Yeah, it's one of those.
So
there's
like
only
like a Tour Speed?
5. There's only 5 brands, manufacturers on this list: Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade, Strixon, Bridgestone. It is the second ball is one of those 5.
Is it the title? Is it the Tour Speed Titleist? Could it be the other Callaway? No, they've already got that locked in.
Yeah, they have the Tour and the Tour X at number 4 and 5.
So is it another Strixon model? So I said the Z Star, right?
Yeah.
Is it the X? Not. It's the XV.
Yep.
Okay.
That 5%. So it was just funny, and why I wanted to look at that, because we've talked a lot about balls on here, not in the weird way.
Just covering her, but yeah.
Numbers 3 through 10 are all 6% or less of players, and this isn't estimated based on players because they come in and out, but 61% play Titleist, and the other 39% are spread through 8 other balls.
Jeez, and then if you actually look at Titles is pretty good about updating their staff list, and then like it's a list of players. There's like maybe 20 only that use the ball, and that's funny that the left dot actually has a pretty good percentage.
Yeah, 6% is kind of weird.
Because I think what my best player, he was at a tournament, or his dad was at a tournament, and they were giving away sleeves of left dots.
Yeah. I've never even seen a left dot. I mean, I'm gravitating towards the the Chrome Tour triple diamonds. They felt great. It's just the availability of them is tough. So I'm probably going to end up playing a Pro V1X again, just because it's just so easy to get them.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily get them. I actually would suspect within the next year the triple diamonds will be more readily accessible. I know you can get them straight from Callaway. You can get them from Amazon.
Yeah, you can. You just got to order them. And I'm just, we've talked about this. I'm bad at charging stuff. I'm bad at being proactive in any way, shape, or form outside of work. Let's just be honest there.
And you know what? They may not be in the stores because they know it's such a limited, or vendors may not want to carry it.
It's a high swing speed player that wants to play that. So I don't.
Actually, you know what's funny? I think that it was also one of the ones, even at mid swing, because of the way it's built, helps mid swing players, because that's one of the ones I toyed with a little bit, and I actually liked it. I've been messing with the XV, the Divide. Like it, I like the feel of it. I like it with the irons and stuff. I'm not 100% sure on the driver yet.
I cannot play a 2-color ball. Like, I don't even like the TP5 Pix balls that have, dude, okay, so Marcus has given me a really hard time about this because I've said I hate triple track and I hate all this stuff. But you see how I mark my balls. I do put a lot of lines on it.
All over the
But it's different. Those are my marks, and
you got short, you got sideways, you got all your marks.
We've talked about this. I understand that there's very little that makes sense in a lot of my logic, but it makes sense to me, and that's all that matters. I just cannot stand it.
I literally just leave my ball where it is. I just drop it and be like, that looks good. And I still make a good percentage of my putts without doing the whole mess around.
Look, some of us just aren't that blessed, okay?
I will say, I'm not great at it, but I am very fortunate. I actually can get a gauge just by looking without having
Yeah.
to do the full reads and the full like I am not gonna get down and do the tedious little lineup. Like come on. Like
I
seriously, you
I
can line it up
generally
perfect.
I generally do. I did not this past weekend because I feel like it's been messing me up a lot lately, and now I'm like, well, maybe I should have. I
Maybe
don't
you
know.
should have. Maybe that is part of your routine because I'm sitting here going like, you're gonna get your line even if you got it perfect. You still got it. You still got the factor which we already talked about is the grain, the grass, the
Yeah.
pace. Like it doesn't matter. It if it
No.
helps you visually still help with the face of the club squaring up, then that's fine. But I've learned to just identify a spot on the ball regardless of where it's at, even if it's a white part of a dimple. Like I've locked in and just that's
Yeah.
the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I try not to get too busy with it. I see that's why I don't mind like the picks balls or something fun because I just find one pick and I just look at it and that's where I'm going. And then
Yeah.
I just move over and it's like I'm gonna aim a foot in front of the ball. That's my target and just gonna put that ball right over that spot and just let it go.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. It's a process for sure. So, all right. Well, I know you have got to get to some things tonight. I've got to get to start editing. So unless you have anything else,
No, I think we'll just kind of keep you guys apprised of our content coming up. I think I don't know what we're gonna do yet, but I think we have some fun coming in on Sunday because if the storm happens, I think we can take advantage of the simulators and get some interesting stuff going on. And we could do an update of what's in the bag bit. We've talked about it. We can
yeah,
put a teaser out there that, hey, I'm still tinkering with a few things, but currently I could show what I've got and then
yeah,
kind of see how it goes from there.
yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of things we can backfill. It'll just be good to get out and swing the club again, regardless, and keep that
Yeah.
momentum going. So, well, as always, everyone, just remember to follow us and hit the little notify button so you get notified of all of our episodes. They come out every Wednesday morning. Remember that we're going to be popping out some YouTube videos every Thursday. And just follow us on our socials. And just remember, the Integrity Golf guys are always open to doing some sort of swing review. So if you send us a video of your swing, we'll get it to them. We will be in studio with them. I think we said the 11th of December, for an in person. So
Oh, is that actually I gotta put that on there.
I can't remember if the league night was on the 3rd and the other one was the 11th, or I got those reversed in my head. I don't totally know.
Okay.
It's in my text messages. It's in your text messages. We're all in a group chat. So
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
if y'all send us if you send us your swing sometime between now and then, we'll make sure to get it over to the guys and we can have them maybe do that little swing review while we're in person. Um but just give us a follow and everything. So with that, we'll talk to y'all next week and see you later.
See ya.